Am I live? I don't know. This is the Oskar Quentin Debate Show, episode 62, where I talk to people about politics on TikTok Live. There was a storm in my neighborhood last night, and the internet's out. So the show is currently being streamed through my phone from my computer to both TikTok and YouTube. I've lowered the bit rates. The math says, I ran some tests, assuming my phone's internet connection stays okay, we should be golden. We should be fine. My only concern is that the caller's connection might be bad because that's going through now what is more a tightly bottlenecked internet connection. So we're going to see if the show functions properly. I'm starting a few minutes early. So actually, if both chats could just let me know, does this feel normal? Like, I might be a little blurrier, but is the frame rate good? Can you see me? Can you hear me? If the show feels normal, I'm hoping that we don't have to mention it again for the rest of the show and it can just be a normal episode. But yeah, the internet is out, and even the internet's going to be out until Monday. So at the earliest. So I have this new live show that I was planning on doing tomorrow night, which I might end up doing from a hotel room, because I can do the regular show through this, but I was planning on streaming to 4 platforms for the members only show to get all the members access to it. So I was going to spend all of today troubleshooting, getting the show streaming in like 4 different places. But I cannot do that work. If the whole point of that work is to check if my internet connection can handle it, or if my computer can handle doing all of those streams across all the different. Yeah. Anyway, it's a whole mess that I'm going to have to deal with. So stand by. Oh, see, look at that. We're already having connection issues. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there was like a 1-second interruption on YouTube. How bad was that? Oh, okay, yeah. So okay, there is a little bit of lag. Let's see. That's the most ludicrous background I've ever seen on TikTok. Okay, that's just somebody upset about me. Let's see. Yeah, we can talk about market manipulation. The strait is closed again. Now it's big lag. Ooh, okay. So I might have to. This is why I wanted to start a few minutes early to see if I might. If you're on YouTube, because the calls can't be managed through the YouTube stream, unfortunately, the thing that will get sacrificed for the day if I need to cut one of these streams out is the YouTube stream. So hang tight, guys. I will announce it before I do it, hopefully, unless we just have a big crash. I also worry that as people wake up on this Saturday, like just the local internet, like the local like cell service is going to get swamped. So we're just going to try it. We're just going to go for it. We're going to talk to Great Scott. And we're gonna see if we can have a normal show. Hello, how old are you?
Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm 44.
44. All right. A little bit of background noise there. It sounds like you're maybe outside. I don't think you're driving. But if you could watch that. Are you a Trump supporter?
I'm not driving, I'm outside. Yeah, Trump supporter.
Why do you support Trump?
He's the president.
I don't think that you should always support the president.
I support all the presidents.
I don't think that that's reasonable.
There are things that people do that I like and I don't. So there's stuff that Trump does that I don't like. There's stuff that Biden did I didn't like.
Well, right. So like we can talk about individuals, but I do actually just think that it's a silly position to be in, that you're going to support the president just because he's the president. I don't think we need to talk about a particular president to talk about why that's pretty silly. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's your opinion. I mean, we have to vote for it, so.
Well, one thing that I like doing is I like using really like extreme hypotheticals to check how we feel about something. This is actually something I learned when I was in engineering school, is that if you're trying to understand a really basic principle, just take one of the numbers and just like make it as big as it can possibly be, just arbitrarily big. So what I'm going to suggest is, what if the president does stuff that's arbitrarily bad? Like, what if he literally murders somebody in broad daylight, for example? Like, with a gun. Would you support the president if he did that? Like if he like pew-pewed a baby in the face, would you support the president if he did that?
That's not a decision that he made in America's interest. So no, I would not support him.
Okay, let's not use the word he, because again, we're talking about any particular president. So I just want to resist the urge to think about one particular president. So like, yeah, that wouldn't be in America's interest.
Is there a female president?
Are females allowed to be
any female president?
Right, and so you're not using your imagination, you're using your memory, and the issue is that we're trying to teach you to.
Trump. You said Trump, and I said he. Okay.
No, we're not talking about Trump.
I get your hypothetical. No, I would not support a murderer. I would not support a murderer.
Right. So, but again, like, you're already demonstrating to me that you're struggling with the hypothetical, because you said that because there hasn't been a female president, you're assuming that the president's going to be he. But we're not talking about the past. We're not using your memory. We're talking about the future.
I answered. Host. respectfully, I answered your question, and then you got stuck in semantics, making it about a he and a she thing. Like,
I don't
you're
think
the one
it's...
who's
No,
prolonging this conversation, not me.
I'm zooming in on the fact that you
Why would
did
you
a
get caught up
thing.
in semantics?
I'm answering.
I gotta worry about
You're asking me why I'm getting caught up in this, and I'm trying to answer.
Okay.
Can I continue answering? It's because it demonstrates to me, like, it's one thing if you just, I can forgive you the semantic mistake of saying he, because it usually is a he every single time. I can get that, but you pushed back on it and said, has there been a female president? And I said, well, okay, that demonstrates to me that you're not using your imagination, which is what I'm trying to get you to do. You're using your memory, which is going to lead you down the path of thinking about the presidents that there have been or currently is, and we're really just trying to talk about the authority of the president of the United States. So he or she, if the president were to unalive a baby, you said that wouldn't be in the interest of American people. So you can imagine something that the president does that's so obviously bad for the American people that you shouldn't support them, right?
It's not bad. That's against the law. There's a difference between a policy that people don't agree with and something that's blatantly
You can imagine the president doing something such that you don't support them, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the call where I asked you why you support Trump, and you said because he's the president. I'd like to revisit that now.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so you see how that is now in conflict with what we've established talking about the hypothetical president doing something arbitrarily bad.
Yeah, I'm just trying to follow you, host. Keep going.
Your reason for supporting Trump is that you support the president no matter what. We did a very brief thought experiment about that, discovered no, in fact, you don't support the president no matter what. So would you like to revisit your reason for supporting Trump?
Well, the reason that I had to go back on what I said was because you brought up an extreme hypothetical, which is completely irrelevant to what we were talking about when we were talking about the president of the United States. We weren't talking about a guy walking on the street murdering someone.
But he didn't shoot a baby in the face. He bombed a school and lied about it. I don't think he bombed the school on purpose, but he did lie about it. He did pretend that they did it to themselves. He did suggest to the press that Iran has Tomahawk missiles, which is what was used to bomb the school, which is also a matter of international concern if the president is spouting nonsense about what weapons our enemies have and what practices they're doing, suggesting that they're bombing their own school to make us look bad. I think that sort of thing is not in the best interest of the American people. So I think that Trump has done some things that are a lot worse in terms of cost of human life, cost to the world, than just unaliving one particular person. He's waged a war against Iran, which, as of yesterday, I was pretty upset they were going to get $300 billion for. I thought maybe that would come from the taxpayer, and I was kind of upset about that. Turns out I was wrong, so I have a correction issue in the description of yesterday's episode that it's not coming from the taxpayer, it's coming from a group of countries in the region, which is still bad. That's still more money than Obama released to them in the JCPOA. We're in a worse state of affairs, and thousands of people have died as a result of it, and Iran is going to be left more financially powerful. So like we can talk about the minutia of it, but in terms of the actual effect to the world, to the effect of people's life, the president is doing stuff that's that bad.
Yeah, I can't think of any president since I was in the Marine Corps, the Army, that were not dropping bombs until they ran out of bombs, and Oman and Qatar and
the United States are kind of the bad guys on the United States.
So that's what it is, man. That's what the United States is, and if you don't like that, I mean, that's your opinion, and we can vote and try to change things.
Okay.
And
so I have answers to
for the better.
I do have some answers.
Gone back and forth.
I do have some answers to that, which is that yes, the United States is pretty bad on the world stage. I agree with the leftists on that. I recognize that Obama, as a Democratic president, has a pretty bad track record with that sort of thing. The cooking's very noisy. Sorry, it's just a lot of people watch my show. I hate to be a douche about that, but like, it is a big problem for the show. If an interesting guest, because I consider you to be an interesting guest, if an interesting guest has a lot of background noise, it is bad for the show. Yeah, the United States does some bad things, but you're concerned about the thing that you do want the president to do. And I pointed out some ways in which, even if you don't care about all those people being bombed over there, because you're right, that is more of a bipartisan issue, he's behaving in a way that's grossly irresponsible. I could talk about some of the domestic deaths we've had that he's supported. We do have people who've been shot in broad daylight who he's celebrated the death of, who he said should have died. I think we probably disagree. Alex Preddy's one example. I bet we disagree about the circumstances of Alex Preddy's death, but I just want to get to the actual reasoning for your support for Trump here, because I do think he is doing things that are bad in the way that you would describe the president would have to do something for you to not support them, which is that they're doing something so obviously bad for the American people. And I think that baselessly defending a law enforcement homicide of a citizen who did not do anything that warranted that use of force is very similar, given that he's the president, he's the seat of the executive branch that's supposed to enforce the laws. I'm switching examples because you don't care about the children in Iran, or you think that the other presidents did something just as bad, even though he's behaving in this war in a way that's irresponsible for Americans in the ways that I described. But the fact of the matter is he's doing some grievously harmful things of that sort. It doesn't have to be as causeless or silly looking as him just randomly shooting a baby in the face in my example. But people are dying. People's civil rights are being violated in a way that's unusual for things that the president approves.
How did that happen? How would people's civil rights be infringed?
ICE is not respecting people's constitutional rights, and the president is supporting ICE in doing that. We don't really have to talk about Alex Preddy in particular.
Which constitution? No, let's talk about it. We don't talk about Alex Preddy, but you're saying that people's constitutional rights and civil rights are being violated, and I would like to please bring up an example of that.
When people are being assaulted for protesting ICE from the sidewalk. That happens quite regularly.
No. I watch the videos of the people that are protesting ICE and their abhorrent behavior.
You've watched every excuse me. You've watched every single protest video that's ever been recorded.
Dude, so many.
That's no. Yes or no? Have you seen all of it? Have you watched? First of all, I don't believe you when you say that you've watched thousands of hours of protest content. I believe that maybe you've consumed thousands of hours.
Why would you not believe me? Why would I come up here and lie to you about that, dude? I watch them all the time. I watch police videos. I watch protest videos.
Right.
The videos have millions of views. How can you say that I didn't watch thousands of hours when the videos have millions of views each? And I'm telling you that I'm one of those millions of people.
Okay, let's address this.
You can't just think that I'm like arguing in bad faith or calling me a liar when I tell you something.
Let me tell you the problems. I'm trying to tell you. Trying to substantiate my concern with what you said. Are you going to let me?
You can't call me a liar without proving that I'm
liar. I think it's mathematically infeasible that you're telling the truth, so that makes you a liar. No, it's horseshit that you right, said two. No. We're not going to move on from it. There's two problems I have with what.
I've watched thousands of hours.
Excuse me, you already said that. Can I?
2020.
Are you going to let me respond?
The George Floyd riot.
Yeah. Thousands of hours, so impressive. Big numbers, thousands, tens of thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of hours. In fact, I've seen them all. Two problems I have with what you said. No, I don't believe that you've watched thousands of hours of total protest content. I think that you need to start doing the math on how many hours a day you'd need to be watching protests.
Let me pull up my YouTube.
Excuse me,
real quick. I'll show you exactly how many hours I got on them, dude.
If we're talking about, excuse me, I'm not. You are arguing in bad faith, and you are shouting over me because I am pointing it out. Please let me finish.
Because you're an idiot, dude.
I'm such an idiot that you won't let me explain the reason.
Aren't true.
Can I try to make the statements so that you can tell everybody why they're not true instead of you just yelling at me while I try to make them? Because I haven't even explained to you exactly why I think it's bullshit what you said.
Yeah, because you're trying to rationalize your argument in your head instead of just saying, I've seen the videos too.
I'm trying to rationalize my argument out loud, and you aren't letting me because you are afraid of me doing so. Are you going to let me rationalize my... No, we're not moving on. We're not moving on. You made a claim about how much protest footage you've seen, and I'm going to talk over you until you let me tell you my two problems. I have two problems. That's a new question. We'll talk about it soon. That's very interesting. I'd love to talk about that with you. Are you going to listen to my...
Let's just go
we're not going to move on. We don't do that on my show. I'm going to hold you down in this dark little corner you've walked yourself into, and we're going to talk about the thousands of hours of protest content we're going to...
Okay, ready to go. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Charlottesville? Do you want to start...
I want to start with you shutting the fuck up and listening to my two problems with the amount of protest footage you say that you've seen.
You don't have any problem. Your problem is that you don't listen.
I do. I have two problems, and you're not letting me listen. You're crashing out because you know that if you let me give you these two reasons, it's going to be a problem, okay? Yeah, you're making personal attacks because you know it's not going to go well if you let me get my two reasons that I have problems with you saying that you've watched thousands of hours of protest content. Yes or no, are you going to let me say what those problems are?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
First of all, if we're talking about protesting Trump's current administration, which has been in place for less than 2 years, and you're going to tell me that you have seen thousands of hours of protest footage, that suggests to me that you spend more than 2 or 3 hours every single day on average watching protest footage that is unique. Because if you watch the same video over and over again, say on the news, where they show the same maybe good example that shows, oh, there's somebody doing something that you don't like, I don't count that. I think that you'd need to, if you say that you've seen thousands and thousands of hours of protest footage, it needs to be hours a day of unique protest footage that you have studied. I call bullshit. I do not believe that is how you have spent your time.
Stop right there. So
that was one. We can stop right there. Yeah.
Right now. So I watch. So let me address that. So I watch tons of live streamers. All right, there are tons of live streamers that are down at the protest. They don't do 3 hours, dude. They only do like 10-hour videos. They're on all day. I have them running on my phone while I'm driving around in my fucking car. All right, so that's why I have so many hours of them logged in.
You watch live streams while you drive a car. I don't watch videos. That's your demonstration that you're carefully studying protest footage. Is that you watch it? No, I'm addressing what you just said, which is that you watch it
all day
while you're driving a car.
You got it. Yep, I'm driving down the street. I'm watching the news. Everyone else is too.
Who's watching the road?
Dude, my car drives itself, bro. I got one of those electric cars that drive themselves.
Okay, what model?
Matter?
It matters greatly that you're suggesting to me.
What does it matter? I've never got in an accident. I got a perfect driving record, bro. I watch the videos now. What's up? We're talking about the videos. How did
What's up? No, it's nonsense. I call bullshit. The audience can judge, but I think it is horse shit that you spend that many hours a day carefully studying protest footage. Because I'm not talking about you listening to people yelling.
I studied them. I watched them. You're studying them.
Yeah, you should study them if you're going to come on here and make the sorts of claims that you're making. So again, thank you for admitting that it's bullshit that you've spent that much time
on the road arguing with police.
Oh no! Exercise.
You're like, yeah, man, those
thousands smashing cars. That's interesting. You've seen thousands of hours of footage of people smashing cars.
Are those your boys?
I asked a question.
Are those your boys?
You're claiming that you've seen thousands of hours of.
Are those your boys?
Excuse me.
Do you support that kind of behavior or what?
I'm not going to answer one question at a time here, and I'm asking you a question about the footage you've seen.
Let's get through that. Do you support that type of behavior?
Sometimes, yes, I do. Yeah.
That's fucking sad, bro. I wish that someone would come to your house and smash your friggin' windows, flip your car over, and burn your cat.
You're wishing harm to my glasses. You're wishing my harm to myself and my pets?
Yeah, if you're supporting it to other people, I'm gonna friggin' wish it on you. I'm gonna curse you with it. I hope you go out and get friggin' slammed by one of these people, dude.
What did my pets do, man?
Yeah, what did these store owners do?
What did all the store owners
that were supporting BLM
Wait, no, why does that make it okay, dude? Why?
A little advice, if I can. I mean,
yeah, why is it okay? Why is it okay?
No, it's not. Sniper Boom, I've got it handled. You're gonna get kicked if you chime in.
Dude.
Okay, why do you want harm to befall my animals?
Because you wish harm on others.
I don't wish harm on others. I'm concerned about. When did I say that?
You can be concerned without saying, "Oh, flipping over cars and burning stuff's okay."
Show me a video. Show me a video of an ICE protester flipping a car over.
Bro, also, we're talking about protests.
No, we're talking about the words that you say, and words matter because you just threatened my safety, the safety of my home.
Do you want me to show you?
Cars have been flipped over in history. There are flipped over cars videos that you can find. We're talking about we're not ICE protesters during the current Trump administration. Who we're talking about?
Not by Republicans either.
Okay, we're talking about people protesting ICE.
They're the ones that burn shit down. Those are your people.
Why are you running away from the things you said?
People that you agree with sometimes. I'm not. I'm
once again
in the corner of you being a freaking fascist, bro.
So let me say
that people can have their opinion. You want to shut them down. You want to stop them.
Excuse me.
Yeah, let me talk, fascist.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, fascist.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna keep saying excuse me until you shut up. Excuse me. Okay. There's a couple things I want to point out here. For one thing, even if you were correct about what you were saying, people and property are different. Animals and property are different. The idea that you want harm to befall me and my pets because of something that other people did to property that I said that sometimes I support.
I want it to be because what you said you support it. So I wish it on you.
What is specifically? What is it?
Accountability, my guy.
Specifically, what is it I said I support?
You said that you support those people that are out in the streets flipping over cars and fucking.
I did not say that.
Mayhem.
That's false. You asked if I supported this.
You said I support that.
Let's go back. I have a better memory than you, I think. Let's see what I said. You talked about videos of protesters. You talked about some destruction of property, and you asked me point blank if I support that behavior. And I'm in full honesty. I'm not going to lie to you. I said sometimes I do. I believe in something called good trouble. I believe in a little bit of standing in the street when the police officer tells you not to.
Okay, so billions of dollars worth of damage is okay in your eyes.
No, that's not what I said. When did I say that?
Billions of dollars.
No, I don't want there to be. I don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want there to be billions of dollars in damage. I do not want that at all.
Yeah, you do.
Why are you saying that?
You do. Because you do. You support it.
I want to understand. I want to
support it all the way.
You threatened my safety, and you said that you want somebody to come to my house and harm my pets. I wish Scout was here so I could hold her up and show everybody how cute she is. Let's, Noodle, come here. Noodle. Oh, I gotta wake her up. Noodle, come here. Sorry, my dog was sleeping. Let's do this conversation about how you want my pets to be harmed. Come here, Noodle. Let's do the conversation.
If you're gonna support it, man, and I think that every person in the Senate who supports the war should send their kids first.
No, we're gonna keep talking about it. I want to understand. I want to understand you, great Scott. What did I say that makes it okay for you to wish that somebody comes to my home and harms my pets?
Because you said that you support that kind of behavior.
What kind of behavior did I say that I support?
Destruction of property, burning things, acting fool in the street, flipping over cars.
Okay, I said that sometimes I support that kind of thing. I said I did not say I support it across the board, but I just want to understand specifically.
Stop backpedaling, bro. Just stand on your toes.
I'm referring to specifically. I'm standing on my toes, dude. I'm referring to what exactly I said, and I'm trying to understand why me saying that I think that destruction of property can sometimes be okay as part of good trouble and protest.
I hope you go through it, and I'm saying I hope that you.
Do you think that animals are property, or do you think that they are sentient beings that have rights?
I want you to feel the pain that all these people have felt. That have gone through this. You've never gone through anything.
You said to stand on business. It's time for you to stand on business. You're going to get kicked from my show if you don't show your face. Turn your camera on.
Right now.
Turn your camera on.
You be down at the
Turn your camera on, bro. Stand on business like you told me to.
Why aren't you down at the protest right now,
You threaten my animals. Put your camera on. That's the only thing that happens next on this show. I will spend 20 minutes sitting here asking you to do it if you don't disconnect. But what's happening right now is I'm demanding that you turn on your camera. Diava, I've got this handled. I'm not muting him. Don't, seriously, I'm in the middle of something. Don't fucking mute the guest while I interrogate him about the threats he's making against me and my pet. Turn your mic back on, guest. Turn your camera on. It's the only thing that happens next.
That's not going to happen. So you can kick me.
Turn your camera on. You threaten me. You threaten my pets. Turn your camera on. You told me to stand on business. You stand on business. Show us your face. Show us who's making these threats. Go down to
them protests. You support the protests. Go down to it.
I do frequently.
No, your hands are clean, bro. You're down there.
Camera. Turn your camera on.
You're egging on the Antifa kids to burn shit down.
You told me to stand on business. You stand on business. Turn your camera on.
I'm standing on business with my words. I'm going to show you my face.
Why not?
I'm telling you I don't have to.
Yeah,
we're talking about
what will be the consequences if you do?
Nothing.
Why is that? If there's no consequences, then do it. Stand on business. Show the world that you believe in the things you're saying. Show the world that you're not afraid of being the person that you are on my show.
You got scared, bro.
You threatened me because of my politics. You threatened my pets because of my politics. I want you to stand on business and show your face.
You're threatening yourself, bro. If you go out there and you get clapped on, that's on you.
Show your face.
That kind of behavior.
You threatened me. Show your face if you want to stand on business. You said I need to stand on business. Don't be a hypocrite. Be the man you claim to be. Be the patriot you claim to be. Be the big boy you claim to be, and show your face to my audience. Show your face.
Right there.
I wouldn't be excited about those 75 new followers given the way you've behaved on my show. Show your face.
Why, you don't think haters watch your show, dude?
I'm going to keep reminding you to show my face, and I've got some donors to thank. Thank you so much, Kate, for the $22.22 on Cash App.
Get your donos, bro.
Indigo said for you to, if you were live this morning, it would be much better. I am live this morning, and good morning. Thank you for the $2 on Cash App. Kate says, please spell out ICUP. You're welcome, Kate. She sent me $2 just to get that little joke in. Are you going to show your face?
No.
Why not?
Nope. So you can drop me and kick me. Fascist.
Why aren't you going to show your face?
Why doesn't Antifa show their face?
We're not talking about people who by the way don't
Antifa show their face?
I show my face. You're talking to me. Hello.
Friends, why did none of your friends show their face?
Why don't you show your face? If you think it's bad that they don't show your face, why aren't you doing it? Do you think they have?
Don't any of your friends?
Do you think they necessarily have a bad reason to not show their face? Prove that argument makes any sense at all by showing your face. The only thing that's getting discussed right now on this show is you showing my face. Chat, let us know in the chat if you're Antifa. I'm anti-fascist, so I am Antifa. Chat, let me know if you're Antifa.
No, you're not.
Yes,
You've been trying to shut me up this whole time.
Let me know if you're not a hypocrite by showing your face.
Bro.
Is it bad for Antifa to not show their face?
You had to use hypotheticals to win your argument. You look like a dweeb.
Okay, great.
You make no sense. You
wow.
Like wow. Grifting off of
personal attacks from somebody who's afraid to show their face. How adorable. Show your face.
Literally grifting. You're grifting.
Show your face.
Politics.
Why is it bad for Antifa members? Why is it bad for people who identify as Antifa not to show their face? If you won't show your face.
Oh, I'm not asking for people in Antifa to show their face. I'm asking you why you support them not showing their face, and then you're asking me to show my face.
Right, yeah, I am asking. You brought it up because
are wearing masks, telling me to show my face.
All of my friends are wearing masks. You don't know all of my friends. Stop making these declarative, absolute statements. These are ridiculous.
You so cornered right now. You look like a fool.
Chat.
Right now. You
Which guest or host? Who is cornered? Who is cornered? Let me know.
You know what I'm saying?
Show your face, dude. You're a coward. I'll take the harassment and bullying. I know that word triggers it. I don't care. Show me your face if you believe in a word of what you've said in this call, because you're mad at people who identify as Antifa doing it. You're mad at me. You're insulting my appearance if you're so damn handsome. Show us your pretty mug so we can know who the fuck you are and the things you're saying. Because you told me that because of the things that I say and believe, somebody should come into my house and physically harm me, and even I can handle that. I can stand here and know that I might die for what I believe in, and I can be okay with it. I can die happy knowing that. But I will not be happy if somebody comes here and harms my pets.
Friends are gonna kill you, bro. You're worried about an invisible person.
You said you want somebody to come to my home and harm my animals. Show your face.
Yes, I wish if you wish harm on other people, that harm comes to you. Because that's called karma.
I don't want anybody to be harmed.
Even your dog agrees with me. Bro, hey, even your dog agrees with me. Look at that.
Even my dog? Dude, come on. He ran. Goodbye. All right, everybody. Thanks very much for supporting the show. Just a quick reminder, I am streaming the show through my phone today because the internet's out in my neighborhood, so just pardon the interruptions, but it seems like the show is running fine. So Nicholas said on Venmo for $5, the classic tactic of making outrageous false claims and then talking over the other person so they can't dispute. Guest's debate skills peaked in kindergarten. Correct. That was his exact strategy. He called me, he did the thing that so many callers do, where they say I'm pivoting just because I'm trying to stay on the same topic. So I did get him to run. It didn't take quite as long as I thought it would, which is nice. And I think that was the most direct threat against my safety and the safety of certainly the first threat against my animals. That guy wanted somebody to come harm my animals. Not cool. If you support what I'm doing and you want me to be able to afford to move when I get doxxed, send me some money on Venmo, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, or Patreon. Minivan sent me $1 on Cash App just to say, let's talk about January 6th. Yeah, I was going to go that direction about violence, because those videos of those people doing those awful things to law enforcement, those are people that the president pardons. So that might have been the sort of reason that guy needed not to support the president. Okay, sorry, got a little worked up because that guy wanted my cat to die. We're going to talk to the peace plan. This might be a friendly. I think I see a rebel loon in the thumbnail. What's it called? Bro. Profile picture. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'm just looking for oppositions because we're only half hour into what I hope will be a busy 2-hour show on this beautiful Saturday, so I can feel accomplished about running my show, and then I can do something that'll make that previous caller very angry, which is go outside, because I do like going outside. We're gonna talk to Jesus Perez. We're gonna see if he wants to threaten my animals. How old are you?
Whoa. No threatening animals.
Good. The previous caller said that he wished that somebody would come into my home and hurt my animals. So if that's not you, that's...
You see my profile, bro? I got a kitty cat. Come on.
I love that. I'm glad you're not an animal abuser like the previous caller. Sorry if I missed it. How old are you?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask. 25.
25.
You ask any other questions? Usually people will ask age, state, who I voted for.
Well, the next question is, are you a Trump supporter?
No.
Oh.
But you're a fucking faggot nigger with low test.
Happy Saturday, everybody. We've only got friendlies in the request queue, so I'll take a moment to remind you guys that if you appreciate what I'm doing, putting apparently the safety of my fucking pets on the line, I'm you can support the show by going to my link tree. I did it again. I was so I probably shouldn't bother trying to do extra stuff today. It's like every day for a week I've forgotten to get my burner phone, which sits charging over there because the battery's bad in it. I need to get it logged into my backup TikTok accounts, Oskar Quentin 2 and Oskar Quentin Music, for when this one gets banned, so we can keep arguing with the chuds every day from 10 to 12 Central Time here on the Oskar Quentin Show. But yeah, so those are linked in the bottom of my link tree if you want to go follow those. I think they're both above 1,000 followers right now. I think both have live privileges. I need to do some sit and play guitar streams just to get guest privileges and stuff like that set up on those so that the show can be healthy. Indigo sent me, thank you for going live. My day is better. I think maybe is Indigo in the Discord. Maybe they were just aware of my internet outage and they were worried about me not be going live stream today. But they sent me $20 to say that. So W's in the chat for Indigo. W's in the chat for all the donors and all the modders. Sniper007 Boom, Sniper007 Boom, you were waiting for a long time during that horrible previous call, so I appreciate your patience. Welcome back to the show. How old are you?
I'm 57.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I didn't vote for Trump, but I support what he's doing.
What specifically is he doing that you support?
We'll see. He's about to liberate Iran. Probably make that a beautiful place over there to where America does business with Iran and changes everything.
Do you think that the average Iranian walking down the street who's mostly concerned with working their job and feeding their family, do you think that they would agree with anything that you just said?
Do you take Hamas over America?
I'm sorry, I asked a very pointed, specific question, and I'm not going to move on until you answer it.
And so did I.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you did after.
Take America over Hamas.
Nope, my turn.
Are you for Hamas? Or are you for America?
I'll answer that happily after you answer my question.
Are you for a terrorist group or are you for America?
You're talking to a 9/11 victim. I'd love to talk about terrorism. I'd love to talk about that with you. I asked a very specific, pointed question. Do you think that the average Iranian walking down the street who's concerned mostly with working their job and feeding their family and living their life like everybody else on Earth, do you think that they would agree with your perspective on what Trump is doing to Iran?
Well, it would probably depend on who you ask. If you ask their relatives who are in America, they would tell you, oh, yeah.
Okay, that's not the group of people. That's not the group of people I asked about. I asked about the average. That's not the group of people that I asked about. That is not the group of people that I asked about. The group of people that I asked about is the average Iranian.
Truth. We'll just talk about it.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care what you think the truth about some other group is. I care about what I care about what you think about the average Iranian. For example, the average Iranian might be the sort of person
that... You care about America?
Excuse me. The average Iranian... Excuse me. You're moving on to things before we address them. This isn't a conversation. If you just regurgitate your talking points at me without having a dialogue, this isn't going to be a productive conversation, so I simply won't allow it. You're bringing up a bunch of nonsense. You're bringing up a bunch of shit. Oh, I keep forgetting...
Am I bringing nonsense? You got the flag
I'm sorry. I totally neglected my YouTube super chats. Ryan sent me $5
even lived long enough to argue with me. You haven't even lived long enough.
Shut up.
You don't even know what's going on unless your parents told you.
Let's play this game. I'm in a bad mood. How old do you think I am?
Looking at you, you look like you were like maybe got a B+ in debate in high school, and you thought maybe you could do this on TikTok. But what are you gonna do when this all goes away?
How old do you think I am?
Get a real job.
How old do you think I am? You're talking about my life experience.
I would say just looking at you and looking at the glasses, and I would say, hey, Waldo, like 23.
Okay, so I'm going to mute the guest, and I'm going to inform him that I'm 30. I'll be 31 in about a month, so thank you for the compliment. I'm going to thank Ryan for the $5 on YouTube Super Chat. He said, let me buy you a coffee for being rational. Appreciate you very much. Elusive Viper sent me, for $2, ask him who he watches to the first guest. So yeah, we could have had some interesting conversations with that guy if he wasn't so busy threatening me and my pets. $3 from Canadian Vicky. Merchandise stores, a living, breathing cat. What the fuck? Yeah, fucking people over property. I guess I have to say people and animals over property now because like I wanted my pets to be harmed. Canadian Vicky sent another $3 to say threatens you and your pets and then calls me a fascist. Yeah, that first call was interesting. Sorry, I got a little distracted by all the threats to my safety that I didn't like answer my donors very well. Joey just became a member over on YouTube. Thank you for the membership. I appreciate that. Got to figure it out because I have internet issues in my building that aren't going to be resolved probably until Monday. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, anyway,
excuse me, sir. It is not your turn yet. I don't care if you're going to run away from the fact that you know that you are ill-equipped for this conversation with me. But I'm thanking the people who pay my bills so you can stay muted and shut the fuck up. Thank you. I suggest you hang around. You'll look better if you try. But if you want to run, you are welcome to run. But I'm not done thanking my donors.
Piece of shit.
Oh no! Angry words from the internet. You don't think I'm old enough to have experience with that? Shut up, dude. I don't care. I do care that Mark sent me $2 on YouTube to say I would flip a car to protect your animals. I would too. Property over sentient beings. We'll see if the guest understands that. And then for $2, she says by any means necessary. I don't actually remember what you were referring to there. So, thank you for the $2. Maybe you can clarify in a message and the mods can tell me. All right, Snipers 07 Boom. You think that I'm not old enough to have experience. You think that I was born after 9/11. But the fact of the matter is I was born 6 years before 9/11. So when I was 6 years old, it was the first week of first grade when the terrorists flew a couple of fucking planes into the building that my dad worked in, and I had to sit at home all day wondering if he was okay because he got trapped downtown by the fucking smoke when the buildings collapsed. He watched a lot of people die and he drank himself to death about it. I have some life experience when it comes to terrorism. I have some perspective on it. I have some perspective on the fact that every time I puff my asthma inhaler, I think about the fact that I probably wouldn't have asthma if I wasn't 2 blocks above Canal Street, which was the evacuation line after 9/11. So a bunch of people who were young who lived in that area got really miserable asthma from the asbestos and bone dust that we all breathed in for a month. We can have a conversation about terrorism if you want, but I want you to have a conversation about terrorism with me that's accurate about the context of who I am and what my life has been and the things I understand and believe, instead of you just attacking me for no fucking reason at all. So now, knowing that I'm a little bit older than that, now knowing that I'm clearly in a bad mood because I've spent the day dealing with people telling me that I don't understand these things even though I do, and I've had somebody threaten my safety and the safety of my fucking pets. Now that you understand those things about me, what the fuck do you have to say for yourself? You're still here. You must have something. Do I need to send them invite to unmute again? Here we go. There, it's been sent. Unmute yourself. Explain yourself. Fuck, man. If Dean is watching, he's only seeing Yippee Oscar. I am aware of his shout-outs during the stream last night. I was able to listen to some of it, but I was working a gig last night. He was on the show yesterday. So, for everybody, I'm aware that Dean is aware of the show. He popped by and sang my praises yesterday. W. Dean, because I don't think we're going to give any W's to the guest today. Dude, unmute your shit. Are you thinking? Are you trying to get ChatGPT to come up with a blurb about how you can get out of this? Like, just use your brain, man. That's what we try to do. It's a battle of wits, these shows. M Strip on YouTube Super Chat sent me $2 to say, yay for quitting your day job. Happy to support. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Lots of people supporting the move for me to quit my job, and it's been really wonderful to have my evenings back, because there was a long time where I was doing the background work of running the show, like outside of my day job hours. And it was really annoying to not like be able to talk about what my job was, because I was a high school teacher, which is relevant to what I do. Relevant to what I do here, and relevant to how I spent Metro Surge, when all that destruction was happening in my neighborhood, apparently. These people don't care. They don't care. Like, they're talking about destruction in my neighborhood. They don't give a fuck. They don't want to talk to me about how I feel about that. They don't care what my neighbors think about that. They don't care what the community members here think about that. Just like this caller doesn't care about the people in Iran. He doesn't care what they think. He wants to make up his own imaginative, it's going to be so beautiful. There's going to be a bunch of gilded crap that's really tacky that the president likes, and that's going to make Iran way better. He doesn't care what people who live in Iran think. I am going to kick him. I'm not going to announce my birthday specifically. Sniper, please come back. You can come right back. I think you're just having trouble unmuting yourself. I'm not surprised, based on listening to you talk, that you don't know how to find the mute button. So just go ahead and get back in the request queue. If some of the mods can go invite him, that'd be great. My birthday's at the end of July. I probably won't be releasing the exact date. Just a little bit of safety on that. But I'll be 31. Which Thanks everybody for watching. This has been a crazy show so far. I'm glad the show is working because of the internet troubles. And I'm glad that the way the technology works is that it's being recorded locally, so I don't have to worry about the interruptions showing up in the VOD, as long as as long as the calls are functional. The calls have been working. The callers, though, they've not been working for me today, which is why we get another episode of Pissy Oscar. Will I calm down? Will a misguided 18-year-old calm down? And will I have to call in? And will I have to put on my teacher hat and be calm and say, okay, let's talk about why you believe some of these things? I can do that. I can flip that switch. Something tells me we're not going to flip that switch. I think I've given 007 enough time to come back. As Let the Wookiee In says in the chat, he got spanked. I agree. So we're going to talk to Daily Debater 568. I'm a daily debater. Perhaps he'll be qualified to have a conversation at all. Let's see about what? How old are you?
You talking to me?
Yes.
25. How you doing, brother?
Not so great today. I don't know if you've been listening.
It seems, dude.
I just... Forgive me, maybe it makes me soft to take it personally when people say that they want somebody to come to my house and harm my animals, but that's the type of day we're having. Are you a Trump supporter?
Well, I was gonna agree with you. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I was listening to the other ones. I am a Trump supporter, but you're lagging a little bit. I know you were talking about your Wi-Fi sound.
Yeah, I'm doing the show through my phone, so I'm hoping you... Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I'm going to let it try to... Yeah, I can hear you, but you're like lagging a little bit. I'm going to let you... Okay. Say something?
Echo.
Okay, it was a little lagged, but we're good.
Oh, yeah, right. No, I just got the pop-up in the corner. There was a momentary interruption. I think that might just happen every 10 or 20 minutes throughout the show, but am I good now? Are we able to have a conversation?
It's good, yeah. It was happening a little bit. I mean, you can definitely see that you're on, a hotspot on your phone?
It's connected to, it is through USB, but it is cellular data that the show's being run through.
Gotcha. Yeah. You can see it a little bit, but you can still, it works.
Okay. So I appreciate that you don't agree with the first caller about wanting my animals to be harmed, but you didn't answer. Are you a Trump supporter?
Oh yeah, I said I was.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
Well, I don't know. So when you look at you, you're 31 years old and you're a fucking fag, dude. No testosterone in your body.
So, again, that's a Trump supporter. Confronted with their beliefs, they just go right to slurs. Anyway, thank you. Ego Essex says for $5 on YouTube Super Chat. PayPal, please. I don't like giving lots to YouTube and no Cash App or Venmo. I hear you. The only reason the PayPal's not public is because the email address associated with it is still private, and there's no way to do a publicly facing PayPal without making the email visible to people on the statement. So sorry. Maybe Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee are an option for you, because I think you can just put in a card number, and I try not to mention it too frequently because the gods of the TikTok shop don't like it, but YouTube and TikTok do get a pretty hefty slice when you send me a gift or a donation through the platform. So if you want to make sure that your money goes a little farther for me, the other 4 options listed in the link tree, the Venmo, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, and Patreon are available. I am trying to work out a universal tip jar that everybody can use, because some people don't use PayPal, some people don't use Venmo. I try to have the options available. But if you want to message me privately, we can maybe figure something out. Anyway, do we have more callers? We do. Therapist Katie 181818. Let me know in the chat if you are a friendly. Because I think I've spoken to you before, and I think you are a friendly. Maybe I need a therapy session. Maybe I know the callers need a therapy session, but I don't think you're allowed to give people therapy without consent. While I wait for that answer, and somebody, if the mods see it, just put it in the Oscars live section on Discord. I have that open. But we're gonna talk to Mr. Cat 8304, all lowercase, all one word, 8304, and I don't think Mr. Cat's going to threaten my cats. We'll see how that goes. How old are you? Oh, no, he ran. No, maybe he was a friendly. We're going to talk to Gregory Johnson. Let's see. How old are you?
What happened to Mr. Cat?
I don't know. He left.
I was wanting to see if he had a cat as well.
Oh, yeah. Where are my cats? That is the first caller scared all the cats away. Scout was bothering me at the beginning of the show, but she's run away. Sorry, how old are you?
23. Was it the one that threatened your cats, said he was gonna hurt them?
Yeah. Well, he said that he wished that, well, to be specific, he said that he wishes that somebody comes and hurts them. That's what he said. This is the same guy the chat's telling me. You're
a fucking faggot, nigger.
Yeah, there we go. So, you know what? I was pretty ready on the button. Yeah, I have like such a hard spot, like for how good my memory is for certain things. I really do struggle with identifying the same voice again. We'll see if I get a flag for that one, but the queue has emptied, and that's how Trump supporters spend their time. They're so afraid of somebody like me being in these conversations because of how, I think I've demonstrated today that I can put up with the sort of bullshit that these callers bring me. I think they're so afraid of somebody like me having the platform that they need to come up here and spend their whole lives, as Lazy Chick in the chat is saying, this is his entire life getting in here and just trying to say the N-word on people's shows because it's his favorite way to spend his time, is try to deplatform people who are effectively dismantling the arguments of people on his side. I call it censorship. It's like you're using a slur to create censorship of me. You're throwing people who are offended by that slur under the bus to get after me, which even if I felt it was like a legitimate tactic to try to deplatform me in that way, it's still just such a horrible racist thing to do, to throw people under the bus who are hurt by slurs, to use them to try to accomplish something like that in discourse. It's just dirty and horrible. And at the end of the day, it does my work for me. If you do that on my show, I don't have to make you look bad. I don't have to make your side look bad. You're doing it for yourself. Request queue is empty. Is this one of them snippy, snappy short shows? It might be. I have a major amount of troubleshooting to do if my internet is not going to be back in my building by tomorrow, because I was supposed to do my members-only live streams. They're going to be happening every Sunday evening. Gregory Johnson, get the fuck out of my queue. It's the same guy, right? Oh, man. Do I have more donations to read? I don't know. What is there to talk about on this beautiful Saturday, dude? Why doesn't TikTok give me a block button right in the queue? It's so silly. He just keeps hopping back in the queue, and I just keep disconnecting him. But unless he shows up in the... Oh, there we go. Will. W in the chat for Will for blocking Gregory Johnson. He'll be back in no time on a different account. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so members only. I do have to... There's like a handful of members on Instagram who I need to get up to speed on that. Jesus Perez and Mr. Cat 8304. Jesus Perez, was he that same guy on a different account? Hopefully the mods are paying better attention to me. Mr. Cat 8304. Oh, he just left the queue again. I was going to click on him because he's probably a different person. He was in the queue at the same time as the other guy. But Jesus Perez, is that the previous guy again? W's in the chat for Will. Will is Mr. Cat Slur and Run. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Will is particularly among the mod team. Everybody's got their special skills, and Will is like particularly good at minding that sort of thing because I think Will knows to watch for it in particular because I have a total mental block for remembering which caller is which. I'm super duper bad at it. But they are saying it's the same dude, so yeah, let's get him out of the queue, and that's it. Scared him all away. Scared him all the way by taking those threats against my safety and the safety of my pet on the chin. Scott Rogers, I gotta hover the disconnect button. This is a new one for today, but we'll just see if this is another burner account with that guy trying to get me deplatformed. Hello? Oh, you're muted. Oh, I had a brief internet interruption. There we go. I'm dropping 3.5% of the frames over on YouTube, which suggests to me that like it is a little laggy, but the local recording should be fine. So as long as the show functions, as long as the audio of the show functions, don't worry so much about it. I'll say this to the chats. Don't tell me about the video lagging because it doesn't matter. If the audio starts glitching, that's when you should tell me that we're having problems. Scott, can you unmute yourself? I've sent you the invitation to unmute, and I have my finger over the disconnect button if he jumps in here and starts screaming slurs like everybody does on a Saturday. Are you there, Scott? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we're going to disconnect him. Joseph sent me $10 on Cash App. For what? He says, as usual, love the show. You and your pets are cool. Yeah, Scout is, like, normally way more active on the show, but I don't blame her. She's sleeping on the kitchen counter. Maybe she heard him. Maybe she understands more than I know, and she's just enjoying her simple little life of not being responsible for anything and getting fed every morning and every evening. See, now I'm all amped up, and I don't have anybody to direct it at. I need to take a breath. I will say, even when I'm worked up like I've been on this episode, I've reviewed episodes where I get into that state where I get like actually pretty, I kind of like amp it up on purpose to like, it's like getting warmed up in the conversation to get into that sort of spicy flow that you guys appreciate when the caller's that reprehensible. I do think I'm pretty proud of myself for just being able to turn it off. Because there was one episode in particular where I was like full steam ahead, pissy Oscar. And then like an 18-year-old called in who there's no reason for me to have anything but a good faith episode. And the moment I detected that it was going to be a softer call, I like watched the footage again and saw myself like do the mental, like, all right, take a breath, reset. Like, this is a different person. Don't let any of the previous call bleed over into how you handle this one. And for them, sometimes it's fun, like with the first two calls today, where it's like, first caller got me warmed up, second caller's not ready for me. But if the third caller's an 18-year-old who maybe needs to have some basic civics explained to him, I need to like go back into high school teacher mode and be super chill. Because I have control over my emotions. Not everybody does. Looks miserable not having control over your emotions. But I've got some control over my emotions. Anyway, Law of the Wild says W code switching. I guess it is some form of code switching. Let's we got nobody in the queue, so let's take a moment to look at the chat. Sorry, VOD watchers. I know this is the most boring part of the show, but it's what we're gonna do. So Twig says, so the dude threatening pets, just remember that's a felony. Yeah, he didn't want to show his face, and that was pretty telling. Live studio, that's an old notification, right? No, I'm not disconnected. Yeah, I did lower the bit rates for the show to make it more likely to work. Law of the Wild says, we all do it. We don't talk to our friends the same way we talk to colleagues, clients. Yeah, and I get in the With the code switching, it's very interesting because you can code switch not just between your professional and your private life. Like, you can just have code switching that is different based on who you're talking to, based on what your rapport with them is. And as somebody who spends 2 hours a day sitting in front of a camera, and I do other performance stuff and I make different content, like, people will see one version of me for 5 minutes and think that's the only type of person I ever am. And the thing that's consistent about me from, you know, across time is that my beliefs and my convictions, but like my exact attitude and approach to these things varies a little bit. It's one of the things I adjust as I handle the conversations. People say, "Oh, you should have handled this conversation that way," and I'm like, I handle that sort of conversation that way all the time. I tried something new today. I tried to try something new. It keeps the show interesting, keeps me sharp. It helps me broaden and find more effective arguments. Here, I'm going to scroll up a little bit and read down. That's the problem I always have. I start reading up in the YouTube chat or in the TikTok chat, and it makes no sense to me. So I have to scroll up a little bit and then read down. So if there's a conversation going, I can keep track of what's going on. Who's this? Katie, regular donor, says, in my opinion, the guys claiming left-wing guys have low T are projecting. They seem to be the only ones triggered by people simply existing. Yeah, you know, I'm not offended by it. I think I kind of celebrate the fact that I look really scrawny on camera. I am very skinny. I am like low body weight and like low body fat percentage. But I'm a distance runner, so like I'm kind of doing that on purpose right now. I think probably it's going to be time for me to get a little more top heavy. I think Oscar's going to be doing a bulk. I might just start it soon. Like, it's summer. I usually don't start a bulk until the fall, so I can be husky for the winter and then strip it in the spring and be like, you know, like top heavy fit Oscar again. Probably to scare the chuds away, I ought to do that. But for the most part, it just rolls off my back when they say I'm low T, because I think I look really small on camera. Like, I think I look like a little guy, but I'm not. I'm 6 foot tall, so like, yeah, my arms are like long and skinny, but I take care of myself. I'm not all that much of a weakling. I saw somebody ask me if I could beat Dean in a fight. No, that dude, he's big. I'm not big. I'm in shape. I'm not big at all. I don't lift that heavy. Dean would kick my ass. Damn, I might need to get TikTok just to call in for a good convo, but I can't until the end because I'm a friendly too. Yeah. So friendly time at the end. Maybe friendly time earlier today. In terms of me running the show in a way that is good for its success, like the big hurdle every day is making sure that like the first half hour of the show is interesting to get people who click the VOD randomly to enjoy it. We did that today. I think the first call was exciting, so I don't have to worry so much about the rest of that for today. What else we got? I think left-wing men don't give a fuck what their testosterone says unless it's a medical issue. Correct. Thank you for assessing that, Goblin. Like, I'll be straightforward. Like, I could see myself as I care so much about being physically active and like having fun in this body and all that I could see myself as I get into my 40s and 50s, like wanting to keep that testosterone level wherever the fuck it was. Maybe I should get it tested now so I know what's, like, I like what it is now. I've never had it tested, so maybe I get it tested. And then, like, when I'm 45, I'll be like, let's go back to 30-year-old Oscar. I'm not opposed to that sort of medical intervention for extending the fun part of your life. Maybe that's controversial. Maybe my audience will be upset about that. I don't know. I don't compete in competitive sports, so it doesn't matter. Ask Law about Dean's call with the kid who could deport. Interesting, says Canadian Vicky for $3 on YouTube Super Chat. Law of the Wild wants to talk about that. We might talk about that after this next call, which has a reasonably suspicious username. But I'm going to first thank Ego Essex for joining on YouTube as a member, as a $5 a month member. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Oskar Quentin team, whatever we're going to call it. The crew. But we're going to talk to Black American Enforcer. Could be a friendly or not. We'll see. But we're going to ask as we always do. How old are you?
38.
Do you support Trump?
Well, I voted for him.
Do you still support him?
Yeah. Yeah.
You sound a little apathetic. And when somebody kind of gives me the, like, yeah, I voted for him, but, like, I support him, I do just like to establish some common ground and start by asking, like, what gives you pause? Like, what are some of the things that Trump's doing that you're not so excited about? Because I can leave those topics off the table. If you think that a particular area where he's performing is bad, I don't need to dog you on that. We can just agree and move on.
Well, the areas that I don't, I think he needs to push a little harder to get immigrants out. I think he needs to push way harder to get them out. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we disagree about Trump's performance there. We agree that his performance is bad, but for different reasons. You want him to be more aggressive with immigrants, and I want him to be less aggressive with immigrants.
I don't think his performance is bad. I just think he needs to be a little more aggressive because that's what we literally. That's
exactly what I just said.
Yeah. We voted for him to be just way more aggressive.
Okay. Why?
You from Minnesota? That's a Minnesota flag, right?
Yep. Minnesota state flag.
I'm currently in Minnesota. A person that's from Texas, and I noticed that like people like yourself, right? Y'all play like y'all this super progressive and all of this, right? But y'all really like racist as hell towards Black American people.
Okay.
Like y'all love y'all love foreigners. Y'all like to play like y'all this. Oh, we progressive. We love everybody. But when it comes to Black Americans, the people of this country, y'all very racist towards them.
Are you accusing liberals of that generally, or is there something about me that makes you think that?
Liberals. I'm talking about the Minnesota liberals.
Can I finish my question?
The Democrat. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have something that I've said or done that makes you think that I'm racist? Though you are talking to me.
What we're talking about.
But we talking about people like with your mindset, like
I think that but you're accusing my group of people about making generalizations about groups of people. So I think that your generalization about my group of people is wrong. I don't think it applies to me personally. That's not racism because we're talking about liberals instead of a race. But I just don't think it's very good to judge.
We're talking about people in Minnesota that's like you that put ice out all over the place. Y'all act like y'all this progressive. You know, we love everybody. See, y'all was on the take with those Somalis. Y'all helped those Somalis scam the government.
I don't think that's I'm sorry. That is a wild and baseless accusation. You think y'all, does that include me? Do you think I assisted the Somalis in committing some kind of...
Now you want to play the individual card. See,
I want to play the game. I want to play the game where... I want to play the game. No, I'm going to tell you exactly the game I want to play. I want to play the game where you say a thing, and then I talk to you about what you said, and that's what just happened. And it seemed to upset you.
I'm lost. I'm lost. Can you repeat that again for me?
You're accusing. Excuse me. Can I have? Clearly, there's two people on this call. How old is the other person who's listening? It's important for TOS.
Same age as me.
Okay. If she's gonna participate, get her closer to the phone.
She's from Minnesota.
Excuse me. We're not currently talking about the issues. We're currently talking about your presence on my show. I confirmed that the other person on the line is of age. That's great. Can she come closer to the phone so that if she's gonna participate, everybody can hear her?
Yeah, she's right next to me.
Okay, but I'm telling you that when she chimes in, we can't hear her very well. So I just need that fixed. If she either needs to participate or not, she can't, have one foot in, one foot out. It's bad for the show. And I do want people to hear your perspectives. If she's upset about this stuff, I'm happy for her to, if she wants to participate, that's fine. Just there's like 500 people watching, so we need to.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
But as a person that's just a person observing what I see in Minnesota, right? I noticed even where I'm from, right?
Okay, specific accusation. You accuse the liberals of helping Somalis commit fraud. What is your evidence for that?
Absolutely.
What is your evidence for that? Yes, I'm asking. How do we help them?
Because the fraud been going on. That was one thing I noticed when I came to Minnesota. The amount of caravans rolling around with Somalis driving them with company names on them, and they was all empty. They was always empty, and I'm like, now this is a coincidence, or I'm just tripping. Like they either just drop off somebody.
Wait. Do the caravans have? You're saying that the caravans have Somali individuals in them, but then you're saying there's nobody in. You're saying, but there's nobody in them. So what does that mean?
No passengers.
How do you?
No passengers.
Are the passengers who are not there supposed to be Somali? What are you saying?
No, I didn't say the passenger. No, they should have passengers at least sometime. Like, listen. So if you see a like a transit bus, like a metro like transit bus, right? And you constantly see it empty, is you thinking to yourself like, damn, every metro bus I see is empty. What's the fun to have?
Are you talking about the short bus metro transit buses? Those are used for.
I'm talking about buses. Look, I'm trying to give you.
Those buses are for picking up people with disabilities and bringing them to places they need to go.
Okay.
That's for. Yeah, they're often empty.
So,
they're a service we offer to people with disabilities here in Minnesota. You can call it. I think it's called Access a Ride.
You got to stop interrupting me so I can explain what I'm saying. Okay?
Please explain.
So what I'm doing is you're trying to do damage control, sir. So if if you ever see those transport vans, and every time they always empty, they never have a passenger in them, right? Now, when you think like,
I own a van. Wait. I have a question. I own a van.
Yeah.
I drive a van. If I'm driving down the street and I'm the only person in my van, no Somalis, is that evidence of Somalis committing fraud?
Okay, if you have a transportation company, all right, and every single one of your vans is always empty, and you send thousands upon thousands of these vans every day, right, with different company names, you know it's something going on. You know
I have no idea what you... No, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Listen. Jesus Christ. Listen, okay. So look, this young lady, right? When I first ever like came and explored Minnesota, she took me around to these daycares before it was a popular thing. And I was like, the first thing, what is the first thing I said? Why is all the windows covered? No, you pointed it out, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit. I'm calling fucking bullshit that you drove around.
You can call bullshit all you want. We've been talking about it before Nick Shirley even brought it out. Okay?
I want evidence of the fact that you were investigating daycares before Nick Shirley came in. Did you take any pictures of these covered up windows?
No, she was showing me around Minnesota.
No, horseshit. I'm calling bullshit, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to call bullshit on anything that you do. I'm going to keep calling bullshit because what you're saying is ridiculous. I do not believe at all for a second
you don't
that you were.
Have to believe what the fuck
noted.
I'm saying.
Explain this to me if you think daycare fraud is so bad. If you noticed the daycare fraud before Nick Shirley did, because I
didn't know what
Excuse me.
Listen,
No, you need to listen to my question. I'm not going to listen to what you're saying until you listen to my question and answer it. I'm going to talk over you until you address my concern because you interrupted me while I was halfway through a question. Jesus Christ, I know it's difficult to be polite and have manners when you're talking to somebody. If you understood that the daycares were doing fraudulent activities before Nick Shirley did, what did you do to address it? Or are you complicit in allowing that behavior? Are you an accomplice in it for seeing that crime happening and not reporting it to the government? Why aren't you Nick Shirley? Why didn't you make the video?
First of all, like I said, okay, see, if you would have listened, so I just let you do your crashing out, right? Again,
I asked you a question.
I didn't think about fraud. I didn't think they had any fraud going on. I just thought it was weird that they had so many daycares. And the weird thing was what she pointed out, like the windows are covered up. And that was the first thing that I noticed. Okay, I didn't think nothing of they committing fraud. If she was just showing me
the evidence that liberals are helping Somalis commit fraud. Excuse me. The evidence I asked for evidence. Excuse me. I asked for evidence that liberals are. Excuse me. I asked for evidence that liberals are helping Somalis commit fraud, and your evidence is that you drove around a long time ago and saw some daycares that had their windows covered. Am I understanding your position correctly?
No, that is not what I said. That is not what the fuck I said. See, now you're trying to twist what I'm saying. First of all, the evidence that liberals help Somalis is because they turned a blind eye to a lot of the shit they done.
Okay, that's a different claim. So I'm just going to ask, why did you bring up the covered windows?
It was evident.
I don't understand. I asked it. Excuse me. We're trying to cover one thing at a time. You need to shut up and listen. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm trying to clarify what you're saying, and you're not letting me. I asked if I understood correctly what you were bringing up the covered windows about. You said that I don't understand, so please just help me to understand why you brought up the covered windows.
Bro, you're twisting things I said. Okay, first of all,
I'm asking you to clarify.
Okay, can you?
Why did you bring up the covered windows?
Thank you. Okay, first of all, it was the thing that I noticed about it. Then when Nick Shirley did his investigation on all this stuff, I'm like, damn, I kind of had a feeling there was something going on. But
what is your evidence that liberals are assisting Somalis in committing fraud? That was the question originally.
You won't be quiet. I done said it. So, okay, you tell him because he trying to just he
the evidence is that most liberals support. You seen them when ICE came out. It was more liberals that was protesting. So
yeah, we are protesting. Why does protesting what the government is doing to immigrants?
The evidence is very evitable. It's very
evitable. It's so evitable, guys. It's evitable. The evidence is evitable. El host. Seriously, yeah, it's performative, dude. It's a joke. What you're saying is nonsense.
You can see it. It's clear.
Show it to me. Nonsense. If it's so clear, explain it.
You tried to act as if he was talking about metro mobility, and he was not.
Exactly.
I was trying to. I'm trying to understand. Okay, hold on. Pause. Pause. We need to check something. I'm sorry. This conversation is very difficult to navigate because I'm working very hard to understand what both of you are saying. So I just want to make sure I understand.
You're being deceptive.
Yeah, you keep interrupting and trying to twist what people are saying.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I know you're a tactic.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You need to be quiet and listen because I'm going to talk over you until you let me do this next thing on my show because I need to understand something about you. Excuse me.
Every time we bring a point, you try to twist what we say.
Every point you bring up has nothing to do with what we're talking about and the claims that we're making. So I just want to ask. This is a bit of a topic change. I just want to check something, and I'm going to ask the person who I've been speaking to the most time, the male sounding voice to my ear. I don't want the other person chiming in. I just want to ask you, what are the three branches of the government?
The legislative, judicial, and the executive.
I bet you they don't ask Somalis that.
Do you ask the Somalis what the three branches of the government is?
Racist bastard.
Why are you? I ask
do
all
you
sorts.
Ask Somalis or do you ask those illegals that have been out there protesting?
When people behave,
what the three branches?
Okay, you're asking me these questions. Do you want me to answer any of the questions you're asking me right now?
Yeah. What do you go out and teach the illegals that y'all fight for? Do you teach them the three branches?
It is my full-time job to teach. It is one of the functions of my full-time job right now is to educate people. I'm sorry.
Are you educating?
I am trying to answer your questions. Why are you both interrupting me?
What?
And nobody's interrupting me. We just listen to you crash out. But go ahead.
If you think this is a crash out, I find that very entertaining, and the chat can judge.
You're right. You like nervous right now because you're getting called out. See, a lot of times
what are you calling me out for? You're calling me racist for asking you the three branches of the government. I ask that question on the show all the time. What are you talking about?
Like black people, what y'all do is y'all bring a bunch of immigrants like these Africans that's running around Minnesota, and you want to call them black. Like, oh, look at my black.
I'm sorry.
Black Americans,
you're accusing me of a bunch of things I didn't say.
Black Americans.
You're talking to me. You need to talk to me about my beliefs and the thing.
I'm talking to you. Yes, you, motherfucker. I'm talking to you. I'm
talking to you. I'm a liberal leaning leftist. That's it's complicated, the answer to that question.
Yeah, a racist, liberal leaning leftist. Yes, absolutely.
What have I done that's racist?
I just told you. Listen. Why would sir? Like,
I'm being condescending because you two are worthy of my condescension, and I will spend the rest of my career asserting that is true.
What career? What career? But look.
Talking to you is my career, buddy.
Listen, look, dude. Can I ask you a question?
No, we haven't addressed a bunch of stuff that's happened in the past. What have I done that's racist? I just
want to ask you one question.
What have I done that's racist? The question is, what have I done that's racist? You're calling me racist.
Okay, watch this. Does illegal immigration harm the Black American community
I'm not going to go down further.
Answer the question.
I'm not going to go down further paths. You can keep asking me questions, but I'm going to assert that we go back to the previous thing, okay? Do you think you're making any sense at all in this conversation? Do you think that you're making a good case for your
a whole lot of sense? You're just trying to deflect.
Okay.
That's just what you're doing. This is a liberal tactic that y'all like to use.
Yes, keeping you on one thing so you have to defend the things you say on my show. You accuse liberals generally and me of supporting Somali fraud, and I'm trying to understand why.
Bro, we gonna come back to that. I just asked you a question. Can you answer my question?
No, because you are not able to answer mine. I'm not going to move on. It's a thing I do on my show. You can play my game and assert your question over and over again, but we haven't moved on from this claim that I am supporting Somalis and committing their fraud. You said that it's mostly liberals protesting what the government is. Sir, I don't kick or mute people very often. I am going to kick you if you are not able to answer any of my questions. You need to provide evidence. Sorry.
Should we deport Somalis for fraud? Yes or no?
For fraud, if they're not citizens, sure.
No. Even if they are born here, should we?
No, we should not deport people who are born here.
Why not? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we deport a bunch of savages who mean no good to our community?
You're calling people from a particular page. Excuse me. I don't often call people who are not white racist, but I'm just going to do it. In addition to being a traitor to your own race, you are racist for saying for talking about Somalis in this way. You absolutely are. I'll take all the hate in the world. I don't care if anybody thinks it's illegal for a white person to say that somebody who's not white is racist.
I went to
but you
a
were being
liberal
so
university,
racist.
and
You just
I
called
know
them.
Black Americans
I don't give a
cannot
shit
be
what you think, lady. I'm talking to the guy who
can't
just
be
called
racist.
Somalis
You're
a
just
savage.
mad because
Ma'am,
you are.
I'm talking
I'm
about the
about to
person
say
you're
N-word.
sitting next to who just said that Somalis are savages. That's the topic. Defend the
That's
statement
still
that you
not
just made.
racism. Racism is systematic, and it has real ramifications.
Excuse
for
me,
it-
ma'am.
for it.
Shut
So
the
it's
fuck
not
up. I'm
name
not talking
calling.
to you. I am not
Someone
talking to you.
calling me
I am
an
not talking to you. I am
N-word
not
has
talking to you.
never
I am not talking to you.
affected my
I am not
life.
talking to you.
But a
I am not
racist
talking to you.
person
I am not
who
talking to you. I am not talking to you.
legislation
I am not talking to you. I am not talking to you. I'm
They're
talking to the
Democrats.
other person. Defend the claim that you just made
Okay,
that
yeah, go
Somalis
ahead,
are
sir.
savages.
You're
You
not
referred to
gonna call him a racist.
Ma'am, shut up. I'm not
not
talking
gonna
to
call him
you.
a
I am not
racist.
talking to you. I am going to continue calling him a racist. He's made such a good case for it. I was comfortable doing it even though he's not white, and I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. You said that Somalis are savages. I would like to
Well,
elaborate on that topic.
They are.
In what ways?
They are savages.
Go on. Continue.
So first of all, they're uncivilized. Okay, we brought a bunch of people who got trauma from being born in war. Their families, I mean, they literally direct descendants from people who were fighting in a war. Some of them seen a war when they was growing up. Then they come
Tavi
right
Badir
over here.
sent me
Listen,
$20 to
as I
kick you.
go
Get the
around
fuck off my
Minnesota-
show, you racists. My God. I will defend the claim that you don't have to be white to be racist. Thank you, Tavi, for sending me $20 to kick those guests. I don't think it was going anywhere. I don't know. I could have farmed it for more clips, but yeah, no. If you're gonna call a group of people from a country, people who are descended from a particular place, savages, even in trying to explain himself just now, he was talking about they're descended from people. If you're gonna talk about the people that people are descended from, to talk about the quality of their character and defend the fact that you're calling them savages, yeah, I'm gonna call you a racist. That's maybe the thing that's gonna get clipped from today. The people are gonna spread around and say Oscar's calling a black dude a racist. I'm sorry. I think that he made it acceptable for me to call him racist. I think it's fucking clear. And yeah, we didn't even get to the accusations of him being a race traitor. But it's sad, you know. It's sad that the right can sow such division. It's sad that the right can get that guy to believe that Trump is looking out for him. It's fucking devastating. Sorry for that being the case. Somebody just mentioned Juneteenth in the chat. I feel so bad. I forgot that Juneteenth, for whatever reason, my brain thought that Juneteenth was an always on a Sunday holiday, but I just misremembered that because it is a brand new holiday. It's always the 19th. So happy Juneteenth to everybody. It was yesterday. I missed it. I think it's good that we have a holiday that recognizes that little piece of history, which was what was it? Specifically, it was when the news of Emancipation Proclamation made it to the last territory, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, because we have the Emancipation date where the proclamation was made by Abraham Lincoln, but it being the 1800s, it was weeks, months, years before everybody got the news. So we celebrate when the last people got the news. I think that's right. Will says he's surprised that caller didn't get a hate speech flag. Yeah, that is genuinely surprising. Thanks so much for the... Thanks so much. The chat's saying close enough on my description of Juneteenth. I think that we on Juneteenth reflect on how bad America has been to black people in history. I think that's the rub of it, and that's the important part to understand. And I think that is worth, having a day to reflect on. Fuck that caller, man. Like, what the fuck? It's a little bit like when I talk to women who support Trump. It's like a different type of devastating, but that guy was so mean that it was like I kind of... I was emotionally shielded by being devastated by the fact that he exists because I was in defense mode with him yelling at me the way that he was. But now that I'm sitting here reflecting on the call a little bit, it is just like, oh God, like how fucking sad. I'd love to actually talk to that guy. I'd love to actually talk to her. If you two are listening, fucking try again another day. Like seriously, let's just try to have a conversation about one claim. I believe in you guys. I want you guys to be able to participate in the discourse. I want to have you on my show. I don't even want my show to benefit from you being such reprehensible individuals that I get clip farming. I just actually want to have a conversation with you about what you believe because it's so important to me that people like those callers exist. And I want to understand them. Even if I don't reach them, I just want to understand how you can walk through life and think that supporting Trump is a sensible thing to do if you're not white. It's a reprehensible thing to do if you are white, but I can see how it's maybe sensible if you are racist and bigoted and you want to live in a white Christian ethno-state or whatever terrible things I can say about it. But if you think, that guy should be worried about ICE detaining him. That was the question I was going to ask him if the conversation was functional. Are you concerned about being detained for the color of your skin because ICE are allowed to do that? The Somali van's claim was disingenuous rage baiting, says Will. I agree. Anyway, linktree's in the bio if you support this very disturbing thing that I do for a living, which is talking to individuals like that. I did quit my daytime part-time job that was like most of my work to run the show. So thanks everybody for making this my full-time endeavor. And W cell service, because the show is being run through my phone because the internet is out in my neighborhood. So W iPhone, I guess. He straight up lied about the daycares. Who would do that on a city tour pre-Nick Shirley? Yeah, I called his bullshit where it's like, yeah, I can't prove that you didn't do a comprehensive investigation of daycares before Nick Shirley, but I can call bullshit and say that's fucking nonsense. And I can accuse you of being an accomplice to their crimes if it's true because you didn't report it to anybody. Why did we wait for Nick Shirley then? I don't think he was capable of that sort of conversation. We're going to talk to Al, A-L. I don't blame him for spelling his name with a capital L, because every time I see the name Al written, I think it's A-I, because English has a lowercase letter that looks like an uppercase letter. That's a different letter. Yay, irregularities of history. Al's gone. We're going to talk to Fresh. Is he going to be a fresh caller? Is he going to bring us a fresh topic? We shall see. Fresh, let me know how old you are.
We shall see.
Hello. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Ooh, there's a very long delay. I'm just going to disconnect you. Feel free to connect right again. Go. I could hear the echo was too long. So Fresh, please get right back in the queue. We just had to disconnect and reconnect for the delay. As much as I hate Apple, as much as I hate what's going on in technology, like, yeah, W 2026. I thought I was hosed when my internet was out this morning. I called the internet company and they were like, nope, not getting fixed on Monday. And I was like, oh, can't do the show. Tried to run it through my phone. It's working. Incredible. Is that the lady? Was that her? Did somebody recognize her voice as the person who was just on the call? We got Law of the Wild. He might have a point or two. Law of the Wild, give me a break from these callers. This is a miserable Saturday. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there. I just wanted to touch on something about the daycare fraud in Minnesota. This has been going on, investigated. If you've ever watched the local news since 2013 with the CCAP funding issue. And everybody's acting like Nick Shirley did some groundbreaking investigation. He received a list from the Minnesota House Republicans of daycares that had actions taken against them. Most of them were minor paperwork discrepancies. And there were over 100 on that list. And he just went and started visiting them. Did you guys see him show the 88% of the daycares which were found to be incompliant after that investigation? Or did he pick out a couple of the ones that were the most inflammatory? Just a question for you in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, and it's something I bring up all the time, which is that, like, we can just look candidly at what Nick Shirley did, and it wasn't good investigating, and it wasn't good journalism. It was neither. He made a display of something that other people had already investigated. He made a racist display of it. He made a harmful display of it, and he's celebrating that. And I've never gotten a good answer to the question: what did Nick Shirley help with? What investigative action did he cause?
Yeah, which he didn't. He went and reported on people who were already either had been investigated and were cleared or were still currently under investigation. So he did none of the journalistic legwork. He just pointed at a few suspicious examples and acting like that's the case for everybody. And regarding the daycares, having their windows covered, that's common of any daycare that's operating on a ground floor of a busy street, because you don't want the kids getting distracted by what's going on outside, or people looking in and glaring at your kids. That's overwhelmingly common for any daycare center. To act like that in and of itself was suspicious is kind of laughable. It just shows that you've never had a kid.
We couldn't go live. Okay, so the stream ended. Let's see, do I have internet? Oh, I'm glad it was a friendly. I'm glad it was Law of the Wild. Let's see if that's the end of the show. Probably going to be right back. We're only halfway through the show. Reconnection successful in OBS Studio, which means I should be able to click this and go live on... I hope I don't have to restart. If I have to restart the TikTok studio, that's going to be bad for the recording. Stream went down. Yeah, I do have enough internet to get connection. There may be a problem with your network. Check it and try again. I feel like I do need to probably Can I get rid of this message? All right, I think I do need to restart the TikTok viewer. All right, so it's gonna freeze on. Wait, no, we're back. Let's see. Can I hit go live? Let's see. Okay, wait, the chat has shown back up on YouTube. YouTube, let me know if I'm back. I think we just had a slightly longer interruption, and now I need to try to get live. The TikTok stream ended itself, so we're gonna have to try to get that back. This may be it. Buster's phone is okay. It's staying charged. I don't particularly want to end. I don't want to have to reopen the TikTok live studio because the OBS stream is dependent on it, so it'll lock up and I won't have video for a moment. But let me know in the YouTube chat if you can see and hear me. We're currently not live on TikTok because it actually ended the stream when I had that interruption. The video's probably going to drop out for a second on YouTube because I am going to... Oh, it's disconnecting and reconnecting. Let's see. W mods for letting everybody know what's going on. Okay, it says reconnection successful on OBS, so I'm just going to give... I should have been more patient. I should have waited for the stream to be healthy again on TikTok. Okay, I am going to stop recording on TikTok and close and reopen the application. So if you're watching on YouTube, this might be the end of the show, but if it isn't, just expect the video to freeze for a moment because the video is being piped from TikTok to OBS. So I've stopped recording on TikTok. I'm going to close this down. Okay, good. That's not showing my desktop to OBS. That's good. Let's see if we can get back in here. Hello, everybody on YouTube. If you're watching the black screen, I am here. I'm just getting TikTok reopened because I think we have a good chance of getting another 45 minutes of the show done. If I'm not able to get the stream functioning again, I will probably wrap the show short. And today was a good show. So if you're listening to this on YouTube and it's the outro, I don't mind a denser show like this. Okay, yeah, it just keeps on disconnecting and reconnecting. Yeah, and I'm getting to a point where the frames dropped is huge. So if I go stop streaming, I want to see if I can disconnect and restart. Stopping stream. I might need a hotel room to do the show this weekend. That'd be lame. All right, I think frozen with no sound on YouTube. Oh, I just don't want to have to completely restart OBS. Okay, wait. So there we go. We got OBS to stop. TikTok Studio's still trying. It's interesting that the chats are still working, that I can still connect to OBS or to Discord, and the OBS chat is still showing me what people are saying on YouTube, but the stream is just not functioning at all. It's trying to connect now. Failed to connect to server. Okay, here. So let's unplug the internet and plug it back in. So I feel like... Yeah, so the chat disconnected right away. I have internet again. If I click start streaming on YouTube, is it going to fail to connect? Let's see. YouTube should have audio at this point. So let me know in the YouTube chat if there's audio. Host needs to get off Starlink, says Zach Built. Well, I'm working through my phone because there was a storm in my neighborhood last night that took out the internet in the building I live in. So I'm going to call the internet company again after the show today and see if they have a better update than Monday. Because if they don't, I might have to go to a hotel room. It's incredible, though, that the show is profitable enough and important enough in my life that actually makes sense for me to do. Yeah. I think that this is looking like it's going to be it, because I reconnected the internet and I've restarted the TikTok Live Manager. And the only reason I haven't restarted OBS is because it's still recording continuously, and I don't want to have an interruption like that. But if I can't get the TikTok live studio to restart, there's no point in restarting OBS, even if I end up having to do that after. So I'm just going to handle these one at a time. But yeah, I don't want to have too much dead room at the end of the VOD. So I will say, if this is the end of the show, you can go to the link tree in my bio and follow me on the other platforms. You can follow my backup TikTok accounts, Oskar Quentin 2 and Oskar Quentin Music. Just, getting the follower counts there is good. And the... And if you want to support the show in a material way, so that I can afford a hotel room to do the show in when my building doesn't have internet, you can go to my Venmo, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, or Patreon and support me in that way. But yeah, I'm going to wrap the show. I'm going to call it here because the TikTok... the TikTok live studio is not able to reconnect. It is just refusing. So I think that is going to be it. Thanks everybody for hanging out. That was the Oskar Quentin Show for today. I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central Time, perhaps from a different place than this one if I need to go somewhere else to do the show that has internet, because I think that's a worthwhile project to figure out in the next 24 hours. So thanks you all for listening, and have a good day. And I'm just going to spend a moment here saying goodbye to the YouTube chat.